Okay, so I have set up a bunch of lines on my raising the bar paper on just the paper that we're going to do, and now we are going to take some time to start to add the patterns. So when I did this, so I made sure I found centers, things like that. There are some of them where maybe I didn't need to put all these lines on there, but I'm going to show you why it makes a difference now in order to do that. In order to separate stuff out and figure out that I get the same shapes on each side. So I have my centers, and then I put a bunch in here, and then I took one of those white erasers and one of the soft plastic ones, because those will not disrupt the paper too much. They're not, most erasers concentrate on using abrasives, like it's almost like sanding off the top part of the paper. So then when you try and draw on top of it, everything bleeds, everything runs, it does it like that. These white erasers, I have a pencil that is a white eraser, but the ones that you can buy at the store, and a lot of them that come just on the ends of your mechanical pencils now, are white erasers. So I went through and I got rid of some of the stuff that I knew I wasn't going to use. So those are all there, and now I'm going to go in, and actually I'm going to grab one of the protractors because I may still want to add another line in there. So when it comes down to it, I know that I want to have some spaces, and I want to make some different kinds of shapes. Now, I can also, too, like sketch some things out with a pencil if I want to. If I go over the pencil with my pen, it will, I can still erase it, right? So if I'm going to make this kind of loop here, and again, I am drawing really, really lightly. It doesn't really look like it in this video, but, and again, I want to do the same thing on each side. And that's where some of these spaces really help out, like it shows me how to make them the right size. So if I get this and then I know inside of that triangle I'm going to do this, but the only thing that these spaces kind of do is make it so that you can definitely get things centered up. So I'm going to start putting in some shapes in order to fill them in with pattern, and just having this many spaces sketched out on here with the symmetry, I know I can do this. So if I start to fill in these spaces with shapes, then I can go back through and I can start to add line and pattern and that sort of thing. So I'm going to work on this for a minute. Okay, so if we revert to the example that we have, you can see where those shapes start to show right here, right? So there's this. So these are the same sorts of things, and then we're going to go through and add pattern and even split those up a little bit more that you can see right there. So here are these bubbles, or these just sort of fan shapes that we put in here, and then we just went in and add extra patterns to those. So if you look at how we just laid out those shapes, we can go back through those shapes, start to split those up even more, adding the patterns and stuff in there that we had, and just do this one at a time. So right here we have all of those shapes, and then just splitting them up and either coloring them in, add sort of scaly shapes there, circles with dots around the outside edge like a butterfly. There's all different sorts of patterns that you can use in here, and you just kind of broke everything up in order to do that. Now, clearly, I'm not finished, but I thought we would just work on this top part first, because that, even if I just got the top part done, again, we can do something simpler along the bottom, or we can do it as ornate as we want. So then I took and I drew shapes around those, right? And then I started to add patterns into those shapes. You see how that worked? So I took those squares, or those triangles, and I made them into shapes. And then I started putting pattern and line and value into those shapes. Do you see what I'm talking about, or do we need?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just decorate?
Yeah. But you're trying to do the same thing on both sides. So we're going to go from one side, whatever I do on one side, I'm going to do on the other side. So I'm doing it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
All right.
Okay?